Day one of playing BARBHUT. Just want to give a special thanks or a mention to Alt or Barb Huttington. I believe that this is a variant of a deck he used to play. This is the first time I've used the deck. I am playing in casual, just 1v1 to have all the cards equally leveled, just to get a hang of the deck before I take it over to ladder or trophy road. So for the first game here, we have a pretty interesting, well, could say matchup. The trick that I found with the BARBHUT and that I have seen in Huttington's videos is creating dual lane pressure with the recruits and the BARBHUT. So we are playing against minor wall breakers. We have a variant of minor wall breakers, like a minor wall breaker recruit deck. Very interesting deck here. The guy lets the magic archer lock on. He does indeed try to defend it, but it did get a decent chunk of value. We sent the mighty mountain miner down the right lane. Yeah, he just retaliates with a musketeer. And yeah, this took tower, if I'm not mistaken. Very easy to catch your opponents off guard. Surprisingly, Mighty Miner does a lot of damage even if low on health, so I would recommend trying plays like that because they pay off more often than one would think. We get a nice counter push here with the Goblin Curse. And yeah, things in this game went pretty well. And I do believe at some point that the opponent here did quit. I mean, I would too. As a matter of fact, I did not know about that interaction, that going wall breakers in the middle would just die and not connect at all. I do believe he quit at this point in the game. So yeah, that's a very easy dub, but I don't really want to count it. But, you know, part of this thing is, you know, 3 games every day. This is the first day. This was the first game. Although we quit, a dub is a dub. A win is a win, no matter how it's been achieved. But the later 2 games will be a bit different. But yeah, very nice 3 crown for the first game here against Sea Dog. Next up, we had Nathaniel. Now, this was a bit more challenging because he ran a hog cycle deck. And the thing about the BARBHUT is you basically will get negative trades on it just due to it being such an expensive building. But it does a surprisingly good job at countering the hog rider. So, I mean, you know, sending the miner to tank for the low HP barbs is a very, very good strategy. This guy overcommits insanely hard here with the Tesla and the Knight just for the barbs. And yeah, we just go in for recruits to counter those. He did have a very quick cycle back to his hog there, so there was not really much I could do about it. And yeah, here you go. Wall breakers in the opposite lane just to force out more cards and that elixir there, create dual lane pressure, and it just overall prevents him to build a push. Now, I Goblin Cursed a little late there. I do not know why. He does log it away, but that play right there is one that it's just such a fun and satisfying one to pull off, you know, just sniping those Skarmies and turning them into goblins. They just melt towers if you can catch your opponent off guard. Very useful to have. And it's just split skeletons. He goes hog. I go BARBHUT in the middle here to get the hog off the map. Yet again, send in the miner to tank for them. Go wall breakers the opposite lane just for free damage. He wastes 4 elixir on a Tesla there, and the barbs do a pretty good job at just, you know, spreading his elixir quite thin and, yeah, kind of almost half countering the Valkyrie here. I do go Mighty Miner to start a brand new push. He goes hog. I go, you know, evil recruits, which is just very obvious. And what we do here is we will split barbs in the lane, which has less recruits, just to create more pressure there and spread his elixir thin. We did go Mighty Miner ability to snipe the Skarmy, so it would have been futile and a waste of elixir to try and curse. And Mighty Miner does connect for a bit of damage onto that tower. We go Miner Wall Breakers just for some free damage. He places a Skarmy late, which ends up basically killing the entire thing here. And yeah, we are in a great spot, having decent damage on both towers, but much better damage on the left. We pre-place a BARBHUT. I did not predict the Hog Rider there, that was just pure luck. I'm not that good. And then we go Miner the opposite side to tank for the lesser recruits and wall breakers, just for some free damage. I could have cursed those goblins, but I don't know why I didn't. I need to get in the habit of doing that. Magic Archer and BARBHUT will take care of this little small mini push he has going on over here. And at this point, we've made him comfortable. I think he may have forgotten about the curse, and then we just curse his Skarmy on the Miner, and it instantly melts his tower, giving us another W. Next up, we have Demetrius over here, and he was running a kind of spam baity deck. Now we open up with, I believe, just BARBHUT and wall breakers. It turns out we went wall breakers first here. It's always nice to force out that buildings for the 2 extra wall breakers. BARBHUT is very good against RG as well, since it's essentially a it's an equal trade. And also you do usually get that one Barb as a counter push here. We do go Mighty Miner to take care of the Skeleton King and keep the Magic Archer alive, just so that he can get a bit more value. We curse on the ability here just to force out some kind of thing, but it just ends up getting taken down by the tower. He ends up NATOing. The Magic Archer gets crazy, insane value. I think he was going for a king activation here, but it didn't work in his favor. And yeah, we got pretty decent tower damage here. We go Miner in the opposite lane, just see what he has. At this point, I think he revealed his Goblin Gang here, so that's also a great card to do curse with. Fortunately, we didn't have it in hand. We just split the recruits to create split lane pressures, see what he does. I believe we let it go here just because we don't want to overcommit and overspend and not get value on everything we place. I do go BARBHUT here, which I believe, I don't know why I did that. Maybe it was to try and, have the Spear Goblins damage down some of the Barbs so that they don't just get complete tower damage. And at this point, we have decent damage on both sides of the tower. We go again with Miner to tank for the Barbs. He goes Fisherman, and he forces out a cannon to counter the Barbs. That's the nice thing I've noticed about the BARBHUT. BARBHUT demand a bit more respect on defense than something for like a Tombstone. You can't just ignore 3 Barbs because they will get damage, and the damage will ramp up. And yeah, it stacks up quite fast. We split recruits in the back. We get a BARBHUT off just in time here to counter them. And then we have a strong push in the left lane, and we're trying to create a smaller counter push on the right. Pays off very well. We get tons and tons of damage. It was still quite strong push in the left lane. This would have been a good opportunity to curse, but the Magic Archer unfortunately killed half the Goblin Gang, so we just wouldn't have gotten value out of the curse. And yeah, that's good damage on both sides. He goes RG, catches me kind of off guard here, so I do get a late BARBHUT here, which is not ideal, but I mean, we are in a great lead, so it wasn't the end of the world, and it could have been an overcommit on my end. We force out his building there with the evil wall breakers. We try to go for taking the tower on the right there, but he zaps and it forces the Miner to retarget. The Magic Archer gets a nice couple shots on the left side there. And yeah, the Fisherman cleans up that Barbs pretty well. We go in with split recruits and split wall breakers. We're just trying to get to either of those towers because they're both pretty low. We end up winning with a sneaky wall breaker, taking the dub on the opposite end. Yeah, that was the first day of BARBHUT. I'll check in tomorrow again.